Maybe he's not going to prison, but at least he'll be 6 feet under, and his grave will be a neutral bathroom for everyone to piss on.
Hey guys, here we go again. Welcome back to another video. As you guys may know, I'm sure you all know, nobody could have not known, all the left thought that Donald Trump had passed away, that he died in secrecy, that everybody was covering it up, that he's had several strokes, mini strokes, etc., etc., etc. The level of excitement, though, is what's very disturbing. So what I had done, I compiled 2 collections of clips over the past couple of days. I know we're 2 days late on this, but I wanted to take my time really compiling these clips. I've compiled some clips of while they thought this was an active thing and that this was happening, and they thought for sure that Donald Trump was no longer with us, and I compiled clips of their great disappointment. So in video number 1 here, we're going to go over the clips of the before. The next video after this will be the video of after. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it.
I heard somebody say yesterday, we'll get over Trump, but it'll probably take the rest of our lives. And I immediately burst into tears because I believe that to be true. He has done so much damage. And even then, I just wanted to say irreparable damage, but it's not irreparable. We can fix this. It just will take so much time to fix. It'll take more time to fix than it did to damage. And it'll take the rest of our lives. But we will get through this. God, that hurts. This used to be a place I loved, and now I just want to leave. I hate that.
Trump is most likely at Walter Reed Hospital, and yeah. The theory now is that he's been having strokes for months, mini strokes, but over the past few days, at some point, he must have had the big one. To show respect, it must have been bigly. Anyway, I wonder the relief he must feel now that he doesn't have to worry about wearing diapers anymore. He can just shit in his hospital bed. We all know what a fan of McDonald's Trump is. Was. I don't know. Anyway, I think McDonald's has betrayed poor Trump's veins, finally, and dislodged quite a big clotty clot that went to his brain? Da-da-da-da-da!
Did Donald Trump have a stroke? I mean, he disappeared for a few days, and apparently he's golfing, even though people are saying those photos are from 2019. Here's the thing, though. He's been tweeting, but he hasn't spoken. People are saying that his speech is now slurred and he had a stroke. Thoughts and prayers.
There's 2 telltale signs that we'll know something is really wrong with Donald Trump. I think we already know, but couple things. If he doesn't come out on 9/11, which is coming up, we're gonna know it's Weekend at Bernie's time. And number 2, where are his kids? Because if he's like dying on his deathbed, the kids are gonna be there, the grandkids are gonna be there. So are all his kids in Washington right now? That's what I want to know.
You get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news.
So you're trying to tell me that the man who responds to basically every tweet out of spite puts banners with his face on them on government buildings, who rage live tweets through any sort of late night talk show, comedy skit, or speech that mocks or critiques him, who literally shoved his way on stage into that World Cup celebratory photo because the moment was not 100% about him. Suddenly has nothing to say about the entire world celebrating his rumored death? Really? The guy who was just told by a court that his tariffs were unconstitutional. Not a peep? Not a word from him? No, I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that. That man is dead. That is a dead, no longer alive person. I mean, just the fact that we haven't seen him in almost a week now. Like, I think at this point it's been 6 days. No public appearances. Aside from, of course, those photos from the golf outings that they tried to pass off as day of, and they were revealed to have been from months or even years ago. I mean, the way that they are really unable to produce any sort of like concrete, believable proof of life is really telling. Personally, I think each new development just makes it more and more believable that he's gone. Of course, we won't know for sure until they want us to know, but what do you guys think? Comment below because you know the speculation is fun. And while I have you, don't forget to repost, share with a friend, and follow along because there's going to be more where this came from.
Okay, we've had him on the channel several times before, and he truly is one of the greatest cases of TDS out there. You never really see it in a very angry way or a panicking way. It's his joyful way, and that's the creepy thing about this guy. This guy seriously needs some help. I mean, to all you liberals, I mentioned it before, the popping eyeballs thing. It's a huge, huge tell that there's something mentally off with an individual when their eyeballs pop wide open. Now this guy, if this is a drinking game, guys, and you had to take a shot for every time he popped his eyeballs, you'd be hammered on the floor within 90 seconds. There's a few individuals that I have in the channel that have the popping eyeball thing. This guy may just be the king. The queen is somebody else. I know who that is already, but when it comes to the men, this guy here may just be the king of the popping crazy eyeballs. But down to the root of it, when you liberals were truly thinking, you were not just thinking, you were just wishing and trying to manifest that Donald Trump had actually passed away this weekend. The true joy that's in your face, that's the joy that you guys talk about. You guys talk about here the party of joy, the party of love. It's sick and twisted joy like this. That's not normal joy, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, think back during Biden's presidency. During that 4 years, it was a terrible, terrible presidency. One of the worst presidents. I've said several times myself in the past, the worst president in my opinion, but other people show me some other ones that kind of make sense. So yeah, Biden's just up there as one of the worst presidents in US history. Have you ever once seen a Republican, a conservative, anybody who leans on the right, on camera, wishing for his demise? No matter the fact of how terrible he was, that he left your borders wide open, he committed treason. Treason as the country's leader. Did you ever see one person once jump in front of a camera and wish for him to be 6 feet under? No. That's because we don't have insanity on our side of the playing field. You guys, however, within one day, I was able to put together a collection of probably about 60 clips. They didn't obviously all make this video, and it wasn't hard to look for. I did it in one afternoon of several of you crazy progressive leftists that were jumping for joy at the thought that Donald Trump was no longer with us. And again, if I was able to sit here with any one of you far left liberals and have a conversation, any one of you liberals that are like, yes, well, he's a terrible person. This is why we wish for his demise. If I could just have a quick conversation and try and get some legitimate information out of any one of you as to why you think this way of this man, the only thing you're going to be able to give me is what you're parroting off of mainstream media. You guys have absolutely nothing to back up your claims as to why you feel about this man the way that you do. You just think that you're supposed to. This is all part of your programming. Once again, I say it all the time, critical thinking, pattern recognition, high education, super intelligent, all that other bullshit that you guys on a daily basis prove to be just the exact opposite. You guys jump in front of cameras, you hit record, and you show just how gullible and how easy it is to propagandize you. But those are traits that we can look over. We can get past that. We can actually kind of forgive those. But when you guys have true evil thoughts like this, where you're wishing for the demise of the leader of your country, that's the one guy. You guys are too dumb to realize it. That is the one man that's standing in between you and your safety. And you guys are too dumb to know this. You all think that he is the one that's going to cause you danger. You all think that he's the one that's out and after you. He's what's standing in between you and what would be coming for you.
So I saw a video today where somebody was like, oh, it happened. You know, what we all want to happen. It happened. And honestly, it didn't even make me happy. Like, I don't even wish that on him. Like, I hope that he pays. Makes me mad to think that he would just pass and not pay for everything that he did. I pray and hope to God that we see justice in the land of the living. Like the Lord promises. He can't just pass on like that. He has to pay here.
You know, this is a great point. When's the last time you guys have seen your president? Heard it's been a minute. Also saw him took a pretty good tumble up the stairs. I've never seen somebody fall upstairs before. That was impressive.
No, 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 no.
Give the same energy. It's giving hypocrisy. It's giving I'm bored. It's giving come up with some new shit. Do you guys not have any new material? It's embarrassing. Like, at least I'm aligned with the creatives where we can actually create some shit. You guys have been regurgitating the same comment 1,000 times over. At least we're funny.
After lots of speculation on social media, it's been confirmed Donald Trump is alive. He was seen at the White House today, age 79. Some photographers managed to capture some images of him on the way out of the White House to go play golf. And yes, he is alive, but he's not looking too good. If you just zoom in on that photo right there to get a closer view of Donald Trump, this is what he's looking like right now. This is the guy that Republicans say is operating at peak human performance. He's 100%. Here's another angle of him. This photo has not been touched. This is just what Trump is looking like right now. This is after 3 days of not being seen by the public. So yes, he's still alive. And look, there was no real reason to believe otherwise, as I said in my video yesterday, but questions still do remain about Donald Trump's health. Like, what's going on with those bruises on his hands? The White House really hasn't given us an in-depth response to that question. The ankles, the mental decline, it's all just happening at once.
No, I do think that is him. Obviously, he looks very unwell and he doesn't have the hair there. But when you look at the side shot, it is definitely him. Like I say, he is very unwell and I think he just had a stroke.
Guys, I just had a proper night's sleep for the first time in so long, and I had a dream where Trump is actually dead. So yeah, I think it was a premonition that's been foretold. So apparently he died, like 3 days ago. Slay!
Do you know how bad of a person you have to be for thousands of people to wake up and wish you were dead every day?
I've never seen a group of people that's supposedly all about empathy, sympathy, love, and caring wish death on so many people. First of all, we're not wishing, we're manifesting. It's much more effective. But all jokes aside, I will never have empathy or sympathy for a man who was found guilty of assaulting a woman and has 26 other assault allegations against him. I do have empathy and sympathy for the women who he did that to. I do not have empathy or sympathy for the man who has said the most disgusting and vile things about marginalized people, turning them into a boogeyman for his base who hang on to his every fucking word. I do have empathy for the marginalized people whose rights are at risk, whose rights are being actively taken away. I in no way, shape, or form have any love for a man who wants to whitewash history and made a statement inferring that slavery wasn't bad. I do have love and caring for the people whose history he is trying to erase. I do not have 1 ounce of fucking care for a man who sends out thousands of masked people to indiscriminately kidnap immigrants. I do have a whole lot of care for people like this, like Allison Bustillo, a 20-year-old nursing assistant who has been here since she was 8 years old, kidnapped and taken to an inhumane detention center. She is in dire health. She's at risk of dying. She is not a criminal, and there are so many more like her. Those are the people that I give my empathy, sympathy, love, and caring. I do not give that to a man who has turned this country into something I do not recognize, who has made people hate human beings simply for not being like them. A man who has completely disregarded the Constitution, a man who has militarized the Capitol, a man who plans to militarize many other cities in this country, a man who is stripping rights away from people every single day. And you know what? I've never been a hateful person. I've always tried to lead my life with kindness, love, and caring for everyone. But he flipped a switch in me. He flipped a switch in half of this country. So when we talk about when it happens, the big it, and we seem a little excited, that's on him.
So to this lady, right off the bat, no matter what, how you try and recover over the rest of that clip, just the fact that you say we're not wishing, we're manifesting, it's more effective that way. That already shows that you are not a good person. Then you go on to say, I cannot show empathy for anybody that sexually abused a woman. We're talking about E. Jean Carroll here, of course. I would argue that Donald Trump was more or less her victim rather than her being his victim, but that's a whole story for a whole other day. And then going on to say, but there was also 26 other people that made the same allegations. Do you know what you women have been saying lately is, hey, this wouldn't be a problem if we just listened to women. What was the problem with that? Because we always used to listen to women, and then what happened? A little thing called the Me Too movement, where people will come out decades later saying, oh yeah, by the way, he did that to me also. And it caused a huge problem. It ended many careers, which people turned out to be innocent afterwards. Just turns out with a lot of women, you can slip them a few bucks and they'll pretty much will say almost anything. Doesn't matter whose life they're ruining. I cannot show empathy for a man that says the most hatred, vile things about marginalized people. What did he say? Can you please tell us what he said? I would really like to know, because you guys have said this over and over. Oh, Donald Trump has said so many racist things, yet we can't really seem to find any video footage of it or anything like that. He said some misogynistic things in the past, we know that, but things towards marginalized people or people of color, I don't really have too much recollection of him saying anything pretty vile and mean about them. However, there is several video clips that you can find of Joseph Robinette Biden saying certain things that makes no sense why marginalized people would even look up to him afterwards. Makes no sense at all. Oh, and here we go. This is gonna be the new thing that you guys are obviously gonna go with. Another little snippet that you're gonna take out of context. Donald Trump saying, oh no, slavery, it wasn't that bad. Again, there's only two answers to this type of query here. When I say, how can you honestly believe something like that when you watch a clip like that? It's either you're low IQ and you fall for everything, or you know damn well that it's taken out of context, but it's a new narrative for you guys to push and get your viewers all raged up about it. We all know how you liberal influencers will do pretty much anything for clicks and views. Not a single ounce of care for a man that sends out thousands of people with masks on to snatch away immigrants and all that jazz there. Did you vote for Barack Obama? I'm willing to bet that you did, young lady. I'm more than willing to bet that you did. He was also known as the deporter-in-chief, right? Once again, you guys had no issue at all when it's a Democrat president doing the exact same thing as Donald Trump is doing right now. I just said it last video, and I'm gonna say it one more time. When you guys do so happen to get back into the White House and you have a new Democrat president, and if he were to run the exact same policies that Donald Trump is running right now, you guys would 110% back him up, think he's a complete genius, and thank him for keeping your country safe. Even if it is Donald Trump's border policies, that president says we are gonna keep the Trump policies, named the Trump policies, you guys would still say, this man's a genius. He knew not to take away the Trump policies. Each and every one of you are massive, huge hypocrites. You guys are just completely 180 against whatever he does. If Donald Trump sat there tomorrow and said, you know what, you guys, I thought about it. You guys are really right. We're gonna open up that border. Everybody start making their way here. Open border policy. You guys would freak out and you'd be demanding that the border be closed down. And on a last note, Donald Trump has not made anybody, any of his supporters, hate any human beings whatsoever. There's absolutely no hatred coming from our direction towards anybody else. Believe it or not, even for you guys, we do not hate you liberals either. We may dislike you guys very much. If Donald Trump sat there and said, hey, how about this? Instead of deporting the illegal immigrants, should we deport the liberals? We would probably sit there for a second and go, Let's think about that. But in all fairness, that's your home. So no, we couldn't go in that direction now, could we? But with all of her talk about empathy this, empathy that, I can't show compassion for this, I can't show compassion for that, the truth is it's becoming very evident at this point in time now that not many of you liberals actually have true, genuine empathy. It's all virtue signaling. I'm not even sure if you guys are aware of it, but it's pure virtue signaling. You guys are empathetic right to the moon, but you never, ever lift a finger for anybody. That's when the empathy stops.
There are reports coming out that about an hour ago, 3 Military One helicopters took off from the White House headed in the direction of Walter Reed National Memorial Hospital. Keep in mind that the Marine One helicopter is the helicopter that would be transporting the president. Also keep in mind that the William Reed National Memorial Hospital is where you know who would be going to, hopefully you know what. So I am here to express my most heartfelt thoughts and prayers.
Trump is going to die on the 3rd of September at 10 a.m. Could be 10 p.m. Somewhere around that time. My premonitions are never wrong. And he is going to die of a heart attack. Now, I've just woke up and my premonitions always come in my dreams. And I wanted to put it here, that you heard it here first. Now, it could be 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. My time, your time, I don't know. Now, if you've followed me for a while, you'll know that I have had quite a few premonitions that have came true. And when I was in school, the kids used to call me Mystic Meg. But yeah, Trump is going to die on the 3rd of September. And you heard it here first.
Is Trump having mini strokes? What's up, guys? I hope so. Yeah, I said it. Don't clutch your pearls. This orange fuckhead is burning the country down. So, if Karma wants to show up with a limp, a stroke, a stutter, who the fuck am I to get in the way? Is America great again yet, guys?
Hey, that picture of Trump playing golf is from June. He still has not been seen since the 26th. 5 days. That picture that they floated around of him playing golf, that's from June.
So we're all awake right now, hearing the rumors that Donald Trump is dead. Are we just all hearing about this at the same time? And is it true?
Trump's dead. Apparently these pictures are from 2019 and they're purposely sending them out to the media to show that he's alive. But he's either not with us anymore or dying. I predicted this last week. Let me know what you guys think, because I'm flabbergasted with this now.
So is the motherfucker dead or not? Can we get some confirmation here? Huh?
Is Donald Trump alive? No. Okay. I asked my rods yesterday. I've already made a video about this, and they said the same exact thing yesterday. I had a lot of people wanting some clarifying questions, though, so I have a lot of questions. Not a lot of questions, but just a handful of clarifying questions to go through. So I have questions. Especially if he really is not alive. Is Donald Trump unalive? Yes. Okay. So that confirms asking it in two separate ways. Are these answers symbolic rather than literal? No. Okay. Is his physical body alive? No. Okay. Is the photo that was shown of Donald Trump with his granddaughter on Saturday golfing by the media, was that photo originally taken in 2019? Yes. Okay.
Okay, this is a rather long clip because she takes forever playing with her coat hangers, and we gotta wait forever for her to like move her hands, like tell us if it's a yes or a no. I paused when she asked the question, is that photo that the media presented of him when he went out golfing with his granddaughter from 2019? This was her mistake here. This is what you liberals really have to realize. I know a lot of you think you're magical and whatnot, but also there's a lot of you that are not magical creatures that rely on who you think are magical creatures. And the truth is, all of them are grifters, each and every one of them. Every single prediction that the magical community has made about Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, everything since election day has not come true. Like, you know, there's the shit that sticks to the wall theory, you know, it's just you shoot whatever's there and whatever sticks. Nothing has stuck so far, so I don't know what you guys are hanging on to here. But back to the reason that I paused the clip, was that picture of Donald Trump and his granddaughter going out golfing, was that taken from 2019? And her magical rod said yes, but there's one issue with that, which I don't know how any leftists actually held on to this, saying, see, it is from 2019, because she's not the only one, but she asked her magical rods. Why would Trump in 2019, before the election with Biden was even occurring, why would Trump be wearing a hat that says 4547? Now, we all know Donald Trump is like a little bit of an arrogant man, a lot of confidence. So back in 2019, he should have been wearing a hat that said 4546, assuming that he's gonna wipe the floor with Joe Biden. But no, he lost that election. So 4547. It's just absolutely amazing how many of you liberals actually went with this narrative that that picture was from 2019. A couple of you were a little bit smarter and said, nope, that photo was actually from June of this year. That would have been more believable. But for those of you that are out there saying, that was taken in 2019, wouldn't Kai Trump look a little bit younger than she does in 2025, 6 years ago? Wouldn't she be like a little kid? Once again, you guys absolutely proved just how incredibly intelligent you are. But back to this lady here. If her magical rods say, oh yeah, that was from 2019, that would mean that every single question that you're asking these magical coat hangers could not be trusted. Obviously. I don't know for what reason it is on the left why you guys think that you're all psychics and tarot card readers and magical coat hangers, why you guys actually think that you're witches. There's so many of you out there that truly believe that you're witches, that you guys have touch with like the magical side of everything, that you guys can speak to people in the afterlife. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can completely 100% understand anybody's reason for wanting to believe the side of the supernatural. But when your magical community on the left has failed over and over and over and over, and when they were done failing there, they failed again. I mean, how many more times are you guys gonna give them a chance? When are you guys gonna stop believing the bullshit that comes out of their mouths? And on a last note, guys, I meant to emphasize on this right away at the beginning, but I kind of forgot. I got too sidetracked as usual. But did you notice whenever her magical coat hangers would give her like a yes, like he's unalive, he's no longer with us, that little smile on her face? Once again, you guys just prove over and over and over again how you're so far down the road on the wrong side of history, and sadly, I really don't know if there's pulling any of you back at this point.
I see a lot of people talking about Weekend at Bernie's. Not sure why, I must have missed a memo or something, but while we are talking about movies that are over 3 decades old, might I recommend the psychological thriller / political rom-com from 1993 called Dave. Dave is set in a fantasy universe in which the president of the United States is an asshole and he has a debilitating stroke while having an affair. The president's chief of staff then manipulates a lookalike named Dave into pretending to be the president. He claims that this is for the good of the country, but obviously it's for more nefarious reasons. Dave has something, though, that the chief of staff never anticipated anybody else having, which is a very normal level of human empathy. Because Dave is a normal human with normal empathy, he ends up trying to make the nation a better place. And spoiler alert, he even ends up getting the first lady who hates her actual husband to fall in love with him. Just a random movie recommendation if you're looking to watch a movie from a completely different and irrelevant time.
Trump's dead, apparently. So let's spin this and see what it says. If it goes forwards and backwards, it's yes. If it goes side to side, it's no. Okay? I'm going to just randomly spin it and close my eyes and see where it goes. Still going round, still going round. It's going forwards and backwards. I have not moved, you can see that. Saying yeah. Ew. Okay, well.
This is massive breaking news. We've just gotten leaked footage of preparations for the recorded message that's going to be played later on today at the White House press conference. Check this out and I'll be right back. There you have it. That's what you can expect from Donald Trump going forward.
I think Trump is alive. I don't think he's passed. I don't feel that at all. In fact, he's probably not even sick right now. But it's not far away, I don't think. So I just wanted to say that. I think he's alive. I know everyone's saying he's gone, but I don't think that's true yet. I can still feel him here, unfortunately. Yeah. So, sorry guys.
And I'm going to just be the first one to say it. I'm actually happy that Donald Trump did not pass away this weekend. Because, bitch, I want a special day off for you. I don't need you using my already 3-day weekend. I need an extra special day off for you. So if you want to go on Tuesday, then I can call out for Tuesday. But I'm glad you didn't do it on my 3-day weekend. Okay, bye.
Did Donald Trump have a stroke? Is he fit to serve the rest of his presidency? The American people deserve to know full transparency if he is healthy enough to continue serving. If he is not, he needs to resign immediately. And Brad Sherman, maybe you should say something also.
Did you guys see the video the White House just put out? It's today, September 2nd. The president is going to speak at 2, but the video really looks like almost like in memorial or in remembrance of, and it made it sound like he made sense. So is that happening? Did it happen? It's very sus. It just said the president is going to speak at 2 o'clock today. I wonder who it's going to be. Comment your thoughts. Also, give me a follow.
I'm going to tell y'all this. If Donald Trump passes away due to his health condition, we are done for completely. For those who's like, yo, Trump is dead, or we don't care if he, you better fucking care. Because I'm telling you, them motherfuckers gonna hit them killer bombs. I know a lot of us may not give up about Donald Trump or care what he's doing, but he's literally saving time and buying time. He's living, buying time and saving time. If Donald Trump leaves, someone better come out of the blue way better. Because I'm telling you, things are about to go to shit. The last thing you want is to hear Donald Trump has deceased or passed away or died. We are going to be in fucking trouble. I'm telling you right now. As you can see the way the world is and the way times is, it's getting worse day by day by the minute. The last thing we would want and need right now is a deceased president, especially Donald Trump, man. Y'all better hope and pray he gets better. Because if he doesn't, we are fucked. Way worse than you can imagine. And what that pain and that agony and that torture will feel like in America will be hell.
To each and every liberal out there, heed this man's words. This is one of your own. This is somebody who votes for the left, and what he's telling you is 100% true. You think, oh, MAGA is just a bunch of cultists. They just do whatever Donald Trump says. No, we have survival instinct, and this is a rare liberal who has survival instinct as well. He can see the bigger picture. Even if he does not agree with Donald Trump's ways, he understands Donald Trump is what's standing between you and the enemies. Then you may ask, who are these enemies that he's protecting us from? Well, you can take your pick. You have enemies that are domestic and foreign. You have enemies that are within your own country and that are also abroad on the other side of oceans. But once again, I don't expect many of you to actually be able to grasp this idea. Just the same way when we were talking about how you guys want to repeal the Second Amendment, you don't really realize just how the Republicans, the conservatives, the people that do not want to repeal the Second Amendment, and they never will for good reason, but you guys just honestly can't see it. There is a very good chance, I can't say for sure, again, it's just speculation, and once again, my opinion, YouTube, but there is a very good chance that you owe your freedom to people that are refusing to give their Second Amendment rights away. I have seen so many liberals jump in front of cameras in the past week stating that we have to follow in the footsteps of what other countries have done that have worked. And one country that was used as an example was Australia. Are you sure? Are you really sure that you want to follow down the same footsteps as certain other countries that have disarmed themselves? You know, you guys sit there and you hop in front of cameras all day long and you talk about, oh, Donald Trump is a tyrant, he's a fascist, he's a dictator, he's the next Mussolini. We have Hitler here in the United States. Do you guys know what it's like to be in an actual dictatorship? Because I don't. But other countries currently right now are stepping into it. And those countries just so happen to be countries that have been disarmed. You guys sat there and said, oh, those conservatives, those Republicans, they have foil hats on. It's nothing but conspiracy theories that come out of their mouths. Yet, if you guys would actually step out of your own little personal bubble and stop being so self-involved and look at what's going on in other countries around the world, you can actually see attempts at the Great Replacement Theory happening right before your eyes on a daily basis. You know what? Let me ask you liberals this. Since you guys pretty much all become like experts in oppression because you guys are living through oppressed lives, you're having your rights stripped away on a daily basis, so many of you are fearing for your own lives and wondering how you can escape your country, but you just can't afford to because you're living under a dictatorship. But you guys say it every single day. Donald Trump is a dictator, he's a tyrant, and this is a fascist regime. So think about this for 1 second, because this is where you guys are conflicting a little bit here. Any citizen of any other country that's truly living under a dictatorship, you know what the number one thing is that they wish that they had now? Weaponry. But not you guys, the so-called oppressed left that lives out there in the United States of America under Donald Trump's dictatorship. At the same time, you want to disarm your citizens. What type of moron who truly believes that they're living under fascism and a dictatorship and they're oppressed wants to give their weapons away? You see how that doesn't make sense, libs? Did you guys even put that together? You guys are so busy jumping from narrative to narrative to narrative to narrative. It's like a liar who's told so many lies that they're mixed up in their own story in the end. And that's what you guys have done with your narratives. You tangle them up like a bunch of spaghetti and you're trying to untangle it, you forget even where you started at this point. But I'm sorry, people that are living under a dictatorship, they don't really want to willingly disarm themselves like you guys do, so that can only mean one of two things. You're not actually living under a dictatorship and you know that, or you don't truly want to disarm your citizens. You can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too, but that's what you guys are trying to do. You want to claim to the rest of the world, you guys look foolish at this point when you guys do this, by the way. You want to claim to the rest of the world, please come help us. We need outside help at this point. By the way, while you're here, can you take all of our weapons away? Do you truly not see how nothing makes sense? Any of the narratives that you guys try and push, how they are all mixed up at this point, you guys got lost along the way. But no, of course you don't. You guys are like children that are caught with their hand in the cookie jar, right in there, and still denying that you're even trying to take a cookie. You guys will never admit fault. Again, this was one of your own, on camera, warning you guys, we could not lose Donald Trump. He is the one thing standing in between us and them. He is keeping us safe. He's buying us time. You guys, after watching a video like that, will say, oh shit, well, you used to be one of us. You're now one of them. You're the enemy now. This is your guys' programming. Absolutely no survival instinct whatsoever. All right, guys, that is it for this one. Keep in mind, this was part 1. This is the before. Tomorrow night is going to be part 2, which is the after. People's reactions after finding out Donald Trump was alive and well, and their great disappointment. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. If you guys are new to the channel, you're not subscribed as of yet, please consider doing so. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, pass it around, interact with it in one way or another, that'll be greatly appreciated. Of course, I still have one more clip lined up for you guys, and until next video, have a good one, guys.
Look, I will be right there with you. When the time comes, it'll be a really fun 48 hours. There will be a lot of great memes. A lot of people will probably get banned. I hope that I don't, because I'm not sure I'll be able to contain myself. But let me be absolutely clear. If J.D. Vance becomes the President of the United States, the timetable for revolution moves up. It is not delayed. He is the most nakedly ambitious, the most utterly, despicably craven person in the United States. And one day, it's seeming increasingly likely, he will become the most lucky and unlucky motherfucker in the country. One of the luckiest and unluckiest people in the history of this country. My feed is also full of end-of-life care experts and hospice nurses. We know what's happening, no matter how much they try and cover it up. No matter how much we're not informed about the president's health status, which is a thing we used to do. We used to be informed about that kind of thing. It will get much, much worse. Vance is fully in the pocket of people who Donald Trump is just fine with kind of letting rule the roost, but he needs to be praised. He needs to be involved in ways that actually do slow them down. He likes to have his own opinions on things, even though he has never read or written one of his executive orders. He is a dumbass. He is an imbecile. And he's kind of a roadblock. He's too stupid. Vance isn't. I'm not telling you to be afraid. I'm telling you that when that day comes, you take 48 hours and we'll all go dance in the street. And then we're going to have to move. We're going to have to move really fast. It's going to get a lot worse.